everybody. Welcome back to Season 5 of the Christmas Countdown Show.
Yes.
We are back, everybody. My name is Eric Petersen. I am here with my good buddy, Danny Jordan. We are live in studio.
In a real studio.
Together. We are literally in a radio studio this year.
Gosh.
I love the journey of our progression from the garages to a closet office space to a large multimedia extravaganza to now a real radio studio. This is very exciting.
We're a real
But we're
boss.
back.
Yeah.
We're back, everybody. Season 5. We got Chris Sisley with us, coming to us with us live from Brooklyn, New York. And we are back, and we are so excited. We are so excited that you are listening to us. That if this is your first time, welcome to the insanity and the joy.
Insanity. We're just embracing it now.
Yeah, I think
Christianity.
it's
Christianity?
Christmasanity.
Christmanity.
Christmasanity. I like it.
Christmasanity.
Yeah,
I like
Christmasanity.
that.
That's pretty
Yeah.
good. But it's all joyful insanity. We love Christmas here. Those of you who are returning listeners, give yourself a little pat on the back because
I'm going to give him a jingle.
Yes. There it
A
is.
little tinny, but it works.
But it's here. And we are so excited. We're just overjoyed that the Christmas season is back.
Yes.
That we are back together. We are recording Season 5. We have an exciting season. We have a new studio. We have lots of fun games we're going to play this season. We're back.
We are so back.
How are you feeling, Danny?
Eric, I have to admit, I was thinking about this the other day. I feel like I say that all the time. I was thinking about this. I think a lot. I'm a thinker. This is like a dream come true. You know, my career in the entertainment industry started at a radio station here in LA. And I remember like being on the street team, being on promotions. You're basically like, that's entry level. You can't get any lower than that. You're going to events, you're setting up banners, throwing out T-shirts. Occasionally you get on the mic and they let you rock it a little bit. But I remember just always looking in through the glass of the studio.
Yeah.
Watching Ryan Seacrest, watching JoJo on the radio, Dave Stiles, Valentine, all these guys that like I grew up listening to here in Southern California, dreaming like, oh man, I want to do that with my life someday. I want to sit in a studio, a radio studio.
Here we are.
And here we are. And hopefully that's, a source of inspiration for people out there is that, in this world of immediacy, we want things now, right?
Yeah.
That was 22 years ago.
Takes a minute sometimes.
Sometimes it takes a minute, and I wouldn't want it any other way.
Absolutely.
Because I get to do it with one of my best friends in the world and one of my other really, really close buddies, another best friend, I should say.
Yeah, that was close. You almost
Chris.
really dissed Chris there, and I appreciate that you
another guy,
that.
No, but two of my best buddies who we have built this merry community with over the years. It really is a blessing. I'm grateful to be here. I'm excited. This studio, if you're not watching on YouTube, get on it, folks, because Eric and I put in a lot of sweat and blood.
Yeah, literally blood.
Literally was shed.
At the very beginning.
Oh, my gosh.
We started with blood.
We did. Literally, it was like, let's get a piece of tape to hang this one piece of wrapping paper, and I sliced my finger so badly.
Really badly.
But that's the sacrifice.
But the studio
I
looks
make.
awesome. If you're just listening, I'll give you a brief description.
Please.
Of course, we have our 2 Christmas trees. We have all of the ornaments that we've received over the years from our lovely, loyal listeners. We have Dino, the singing Dean Martin, is in
here.
studio.
Yes.
Still not singing, but he's there. We have the old Santa. We have our North Pole sign. We have a bunch of new accoutrements in the front here with a little village. We got some Highland cows that I found at Home Goods. Not sponsored, but please.
Yes.
We got Clark Griswold. We got Buddy the Elf is over here. They do?
Yeah, watch. Here's Clark.
'Tis the season to be merry.
Oh,
Well, that's my
pretty
name.
good. All right, here's Buddy. Ooh, does somebody need
Does somebody need a hug?
That's pretty good. We have a
We should play
Grinch
with those
and his dog Max right here that lights up. They're not plugged in yet, but the season's just beginning. We should tell people where to follow us on the socials, Danny.
Yes, please do. If you're not following us on social media already, you can do so. We are at Christmas Countdown Show on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. You can also watch full episodes, as we said, on YouTube. That's youtube.com/Countdown Network. The links for all of that is in the episode notes. Also, if you love what you're hearing, whether you are new or whether you're a stalwart, we get this a lot where people are like, I've been listening for the last 4 years or whatever, and I just finally wanted to reach out and share my thoughts with you guys. We love the reviews.
Please.
Whether they come in through email, which is kringle@christmascountdownshow.com, or you can DM us on Instagram. We check those all the time. Or you can leave a review on Apple. We love to see those. And we've been getting some reviews in the off season.
You're right,
Eric. So we do have one. I don't know if you want to take this
Sure.
first one. The first
review of Christmas. I love it. All right, this is from Callie A. Callie A. That's Calais.
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 I think it's Calais, though. I think you nailed it.
Calais.
Caliente.
Caliente. Okay. Calais says, my favorite way to pass time.
Aw.
I found this podcast a few years ago when I was in need of some Christmas spirit. Every year, I now look forward to listening to new segments and thoughts. When July hits, I start listening to old episodes to get my spirits up and high. Thank you for being such a light in a dark tunnel. I love you guys.
Aww.
Well, we love you too, and thank you so much for that. I will say that I would say most of the reviews have that sort of tone that people look forward to this podcast. We look forward to bringing you this joyful content in a sometimes dark world.
Yeah.
But I'm so jacked to be back.
I am too, and I'm really excited. We even got air conditioning in the studio this year.
This is a big step for us.
You probably can't hear it humming nicely in the background, but in years past, Eric and I a lot of times will wear sweatshirts. Like I'm wearing a hoodie here today, because sweater weather. But usually we'd be like sweating.
Oh yeah,
we'd be struggling. Rather than like sweater, it'd be sweating weather.
Yeah.
And we would be struggling, for 3 hours at a time recording these episodes. But this year we've really stepped it up. It's like we're in the North Pole. The nice.
I don't know we're there yet, but
it's that cold.
It's definitely colder. Definitely cold. But also the snow in the front on our
really sets
studio
the
here.
Mood.
I'm feeling absolutely festive.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's check in on our lives because we do some episodes for our Patreon listeners throughout the off season, but some people are not members of the Patreon. So Danny, how's your life been over the last year? Any big exciting news? How's your family? How's your kids? How's your wife?
How's your kids? How's your wife? Wasn't that the video years ago?
Hide your kids.
I know, but I kind of like to play on it. How's your kids? How's your wife?
That was good.
Life's good, man. My kids now, it's wild. When we started the show back in 2021, that was the year Riley was born.
Yeah.
And now Riley just started TK. So she is like officially in school. And for any parents who listen out there, it's this great time because your kids are going out and they're discovering who they are. They're discovering what they love. They're making new friends. But it's like the first big step to they don't need you anymore. Yeah. And you know me, like I'm a super emotional guy. I love my kids. So like watching them grow and like discover who they are is like a blessing, and I love it. But also, they're not turning and looking over their shoulder as much at drop off anymore. But I'm still like running up to the fence, and I'm like, Riley and I do this thing every morning where like I'll throw up like the I love you sign to her, and she loves to do it back. But Riley she's growing. She's a force as always. Maybe we'll have her on the show at some point this season because I brought them in here over the weekend. Yeah. And they just thought this was the coolest space they've ever walked into. But she's doing great. Emerson has taken up, she's tried a few activities over the last few years. She tried dance, kind of was into it a little bit, did gymnastics for a little while. But recently she got into Taekwondo. Ooh. Yeah.
Don't mess with
Emerson.
Don't mess with Emerson.
And she is so into it. Like we were invited by some friends from school as like a trial sort of thing. And they gave us like 2 free weeks. And I told the guy who runs the place, I was like, look, I'm not going to milk you for anything. Like I'll know after like the first or second class if she's into it or not. Yeah. And man, like something clicked in that second class, and she is like into it like I've never seen her get into anything else. Like they did photos recently, and I need to show this to you because like I told her, I was like, you can pick your background, you can pick whatever pose you want, and I'll show this to you, and then I'll.
Oh yes,
she's got like I don't even know the katanas, or
I don't know what those are called.
Know what they are, but my daughter is like. She was smiling in every photo except for this one. And the second she saw this one, she goes, Daddy, that one.
That's the one.
And I want this blue backdrop with the ninja stars. And it says determined, like across the screen. And the way she lit up when she saw herself, like standing with strength, like the confidence she started to gain is incredible. So like the kids are great. I actually just locked the manuscript for my 3rd book, which is very exciting. And we're going to have a Kickstarter campaign coming up very soon. So we'll make all the listeners aware of when that's happening. But The Capable is still a big focus of mine, and just trying to be a light in the world, man.
Love that.
That's what's going on with me. What about you?
Been busy. The kids are they're so old now. They're like they have walkers and canes. No, Sophie is now she is 15 years old, so she's a sophomore in high school. So we've been driving a little bit.
Whoa!
Like in parking lots, and
how's that going?
I had her drive around the block the other day, like with other cars, and like I taught her a 3-point turn, like on the street.
Yeah.
Which is intense and hard, but also exciting. And I'm really proud of her because she's really not freaking out about it. She's focused and nervous, but not like, she's not getting skittish. She's doing amazing. She went to Scotland this summer with her theater troupe, which was amazing. And she got to perform in Scotland at the Fringe Festival, which was the same thing that Miles and I went to last year.
Almost the entire family is
except for Lisa.
Right.
So we all sort of joke about, we're like, oh, Edinburgh's the best, right, Mommy? And she's like, argh. But no, we're going to go back at some point with everybody. But she's doing great. She's doing a bunch of stuff at school, student council and choir and theater, and she's doing awesome. And then Miles is 10 now and is playing flag football. I coach his flag football team. He's on the golf team. He loves video games. He just recently got into Fortnite, so this was, a big step. He'd been wanting to play Fortnite for a long time.
Right.
We were kind of holding off. We felt like it was, it's a more violent game than
a bit more mature. Yeah,
it's a bit more mature. But we felt like he was ready, but now he's so good at it. He goes and he beats all these other people online, and I'm like, man, it's awesome. But they're both doing good. Miles had a viral video happen.
That's right.
In the off season, where you can find it on my Instagram at Eric Pete, where if you scroll down a little bit, it's Miles singing at his church or school choir concert at the end of last school year, and he sang Lion King, and he sang the part of Pumbaa in Hakuna Matata.
Dude.
And we posted it just thinking it would be like a thing and our friends would like it, and it now has over 3.5 million views on my account. On Lisa's account, because she posted a slightly different video, it has 2 million views.
Oh my
so
gosh.
He has 5 million views. And the coolest part about that is that, to bring it back to what we do here, is that all of the comments, I would say 99.9% of the comments, are all about how awesome and look at this kid just living his best life and not being afraid to be himself, and he's so talented, and it was just so much joy and positivity literally from all over the world of people responding, which has been really cool for him. And Lisa's doing great. She's working at the theater down in Orange County at the Sagerstrom Center, and just making amazing things happen there for a lot of people to see youth theater and educational theater in Orange County. So we're all doing good. And the last thing I'll say about me is I'm directing Peter Pan Goes Wrong coming up here in just a week. We start rehearsals.
Amazing.
So we did Play Goes Wrong last year, and now we're doing Peter Pan Goes Wrong at La Mirada Theater. It'll be basically the whole month of November is when it's open.
You got a superstar who's going to be in your cast.
We do.
Right?
We have Kathy Rigby. So Kathy Rigby, who's famous, Olympian, but also for playing Peter Pan on the road and on Broadway for over 30 years.
Right.
Her husband is Tom McCoy, and she's McCoy Rigby are the producers that produce musicals at La Mirada Theater. So they were already the producers, and then we were going to do Peter Pan, and Tom was like, do you think we should have Kathy do it? I was like, that would be amazing.
100%,
so Kathy Rigby was playing the narrator in it.
Oh my gosh.
But it's going to be a very kind of meta, cool experience, but a very, very funny, family-friendly show. So if you're in California from October 31st to November 23rd, definitely come check it out.
I will be down there for sure. I've never been to Segerstrom.
Yeah, well, my show's at La Mirada.
La Mirada. I have
Lisa
been there,
works at Segerstrom.
You know who I saw at La Mirada?
Who?
Jerry Lewis.
Wow.
He did this one night only.
Yeah, they do some of those one night only things. Yeah.
And he showed old clips from the movies, and
that's cool.
It was incredible because he talked about the Dean Martin thing, and he got incredibly emotional.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't think either one of us to this day, or to that day for Jerry, unfortunately Dean had passed at that point, but he goes, I don't think either one of us knew why
it broke
that
up.
happened. And he's like, and 20 years of not being out with one of my best friends in the world. It was just your heart. Yeah. Which is
Have you ever seen the moment on the telethon when Sinatra brought them back together?
100%.
From the 80s? Oh,
Fun fact, I did a screenshot of this. When Dean walks out, the city phone number that pops up at the bottom of the screen is the city I'm from.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, was that
Just
convenient, or
happen.
it was meant to be? I don't know. But yeah, I'll be coming down there to La Mirada to check out Kathy Rigby and your amazing work, and I'm super excited to see that. We do have a game coming up here in a second, but before we get into that, I do want to remind people that we do have these Merry Minutes, right?
Yes.
We sort of mentioned it, is that we're doing something new this season. There's a lot of new happening.
Yeah.
We've got the new studio. We've got new air conditioning, we've got new decorations, and we have this new show. So in seasons past, we would do a news segment, right? But we decided this year, let's break it out. Because sometimes, we would record, episode a couple weeks ahead of time. By the time the episode comes out,
it's
old news, right?
Yeah.
So now we are recording this new thing called Merry Minutes. We've been doing it for the last, month and a half at this point in time. And actually, in our last episode, before we started the big show, we had one of the members of Pentatonics, Scott Hoying, and his husband Mark joined us, which was amazing. So if you haven't listened to that, go back, check it out. We chat all about their new book, Fa La La Family, which is a great new holiday book. And maybe that's a good opportunity to mention that we are finally this season, Eric. I thought
it's on the docket.
It's happening.
It's on the docket.
We've been getting above every other potential theme we could possibly do on this show. Christmas books.
People want us to talk about the books.
They want us to children love the books. And we are doing it for the first time ever. And now I've said it, so we have to.
Now we have to do it.
It's going to be, theoretically, it'll be the 9th episode
near
of the season.
end of the season.
So we have plenty of time
Give
to
us
read,
some time.
Make sure we're getting tapped in, but it is finally happening. Christmas books. We have a bunch of other themes coming this season that are going to be music-related, movie-related, a lot of exciting stuff. But one thing I wanted to note is that yesterday I took my kids to the hardware store because I'd heard rumblings. I think you had shared it with me in Merry Minutes that there were these really cool Christmas decorations that were starting
big animatronics.
Yes. And I was like, I looked them up online and I was like, well, they look really cool in like a 2-inch picture.
Sure.
Let's go see these things in person. And Eric, they had them all out at Home Depot.
And they were awesome.
They had Chewbacca. They had R2-D2, they had Mickey and Minnie, they had Goofy, they had Olaf. The Goofy one is incredible because he's like sitting on this little stool and he is like reading 'Twas the Night Before Christmas or something like that, but he sings like the 12 Days of Christmas and sings the entire song.
And it's the real Goofy voice.
It is Bill Farmer.
I love it.
Like he is the exclusive guy since 86 or 87, whatever it is. But if you're like, I need to spruce up the interior of my house this year, because they do look like they're like interior only type decorations. Definitely check them out. We posted a link, I think, on our Instagram recently, but we'll put it maybe in the episode notes where you can check out these incredible animatronics. And they're not too expensive. Like I expected these to be like $600-700.
Yeah.
And they're like $199.
Okay.
I mean, the Chewbacca I think is more because it's like 7 feet tall or whatever it is. But like I feel like the Goofy one or the Olaf one was like $199, and I was like, that feels pretty fair considering a lot of inflatables these days are like $1.59, $1.79. So if you're looking to spruce it up, or maybe you're doing like some sort of community event or an event at school where you really want to bring some merriment, check them out, and we'll put the link for those decorations.
I'll tell you, when I went to get some of the decorations for the new studio here, these things here are.
Where did you get these, by the way?
These are from Walmart.
Okay,
but they're called like blown out or something. Blown plastic, essentially.
Okay.
So it's very plasticky looking and kind of hollow, right?
Yeah.
But they look really vintagey and fun. So this is a fun little Santa. But one of the things that I got for my own house, I didn't bring it here, is I hope you can tell how big this is. This is honestly, it's about yay big, which I'm talking probably 2.5, 3 feet wide, and about 1.5 2 feet tall. It is a dachshund holding like little tree and some presents on its back, and it lights up a little bit. I buried the lead with what's been going on in my life. Right. We got a puppy, everybody. We got a puppy. Her name is Tilly, and she is a mini dachshund. So now we're gonna have all sorts of dachshund themed.
Oh my gosh! It was like it was made for you.
It really was, yeah.
Does it feel like the dachshund is almost like the Christmas dog? Because I feel like there's ornaments, there's pictures.
Well, I can't tell, and I also can't tell because now my feed is filled with dachshunds, but that's the algorithm listening to my life and what I was searching. But it does seem like dachshunds are really having a moment.
They are,
and I can't tell if it's just I'm seeing it because we just got one, but I know like Anthropology has a whole dachshund line now, a whole Christmas dachshund line of like plates and scarves and socks and sweaters and so it's the hot dog of the moment.
Ooh, hot dog, hot diggity dog.
Ooh, that was pretty good.
Brought it back to Disney there, which I really love. That's amazing. I mean, they do look good with a nice little Santa hat. On them and a little scarf like trailing over their long back.
It's just right.
It's like their whole aesthetic was built for that vibe.
Yeah.
All right, this feels like a good time to get to our first game.
Let's do it.
Of the season. Chris, do you have a game for us?
I do have a game. Hey guys, let's play a game.
Fantastic. Let's do it.
So this game is called Christmas Conundrums.
Ooh.
This is a brand new game.
We love the
I'm
alliteration.
excited to premiere it here on the premiere episode, season 5 of Christmas Countdown Show. You can work together with this one, or you can take turns doing it. I'll just read you a scenario, and you just tell me how you would fix it.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's fun.
All right.
Do we want to work together or
Let's
just
work together?
want to work together?
together,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
All right, first one. On Christmas Eve, the entire town experiences a sudden power outage that lasts through Christmas Day. With no electricity, you must come up with innovative ways to celebrate the holiday. How would you keep the Christmas spirit alive, entertain your guests, and make the day special without the usual conveniences?
Wow. I think first I would find out who in the neighborhood has solar panels.
Sure.
Because we could be utilizing their electricity.
Or a generator.
Yeah, or a generator.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be food. We don't want the food to start,
Sure. We got to cook the food.
We got to cook the food, but also we
Priority.
don't want it to spoil.
Right, yeah.
So I think first figuring out who has the houses with the refrigerators that will get power.
Sure.
Where we can keep all the food items.
Yep.
Cool. Until they need to get cooked.
I love that. I would say, additionally, all the kids should, and I know they might have a bunch of toys that they just opened, right? But let's all go play outside in the snow and trust that the power will be on tomorrow. But today, we're actually not going to spend the day like trying to put batteries in and play with our little remote control cars and dolls and stuff. We're actually all going to just go outside and have like a big snowball fight and make snow angels and do like kind of nature-y play stuff.
I like that. Did you say, is it Christmas Eve or Christmas Day?
This would be Christmas Eve, but it lasts through to Christmas Day.
Through Christmas Day.
Okay. All right. Well, that's what we would do on Christmas morning.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. I think also going back to the food is we got to wrangle all the people who have gas grills or have gas ranges.
Yeah.
Because if electricity's out, it's not going to necessarily affect the range, right? Because if you got a gas range, you should still be able to use the cook, right? The timer.
Theory.
You might not be able to set it to a temperature.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to be using a lot of barbecues.
Yeah, a lot of charcoal.
A lot of charcoal. A lot of grills are going to be going on.
Wood grill.
I think it's about forming those little like pockets of armies. Like you're storing the food because food's such a big part of the holiday, right?
Sure.
I think also figuring out who has instruments in the town. If we're not able to play music,
I like that. A little piano.
Can we put together a little town band?
Yeah.
And find out who sings, who's got an instrument, and maybe we could put together our own little choir.
I love that. And I think the final touch to it all is candles.
Always.
Is that you'd want to have the whole final, whether that be Christmas Eve or as it's getting into the like golden hour of Christmas Day, just like a candlelight gathering of everybody holding candles and singing carols.
You know what that would create, Eric? Our favorite part of Christmas Eve service.
Yeah.
The whole
Through the
service.
whole day.
That's
amazing. I love that. All right. I
like
think we
that.
solved it. Solved.
And no toys for anybody.
So.
That's right.
Here we go. Here's the next one. After a major mishap, all the food prepared for Christmas dinner is ruined. How would you salvage dinner and keep the celebration going? This is just you, so you can't wrangle in all your neighbors to help you with this one.
Sure.
Okay, so all the food is ruined. I think, first of all, let's deliver a message to everybody. Christmas is not about the food.
Yes.
Christmas is about the people.
Yeah.
And the fact that we are all here together. Would we love to be eating a delicious ham or a delicious turkey in this moment? Certainly.
Sure.
But let's be grateful for the fact that we're here.
And that you're creating new memories.
Yeah.
Because when something like that happens, while it might be hard in the moment, I guarantee you, if you end up having, instead of a big, like, honey glazed ham, you all had ham sandwiches.
Yes.
That, like, your kids, when they're older, they'll tell their kids, there was this one Christmas where Dad burned the ham so bad, and we had nothing to eat, and so he ran out to, a convenience store and got, like, deli ham, like deli ham slices, and we all ate it, and we joked about, oh, look at this honey glazed ham, it's so delicious, and that'll be the memory that they remember.
Dude, 100%. I remember one time my dad, like, he wanted to have this huge spaghetti dinner for all of his, like, the families of, like, his barbershop quartet, and the meatballs had all sunk to the bottom of the huge pot and all, like, burned, and they turned black like coal, and when you opened it, everything tastes like fire. And so he just ordered pizzas. So, like, you could do a similar thing as, like, order a bunch of pizzas with ham on it. And like you said, it becomes that story, right? Every Christmas has its story. So rather than looking at it as like, oh, that was the time Dad got pissed off and, like, broke the window. Yeah. Be like, oh, that was the time, he burned it, but we found a way through it. And you laugh about it all those years later. Yeah.
Love it. Conundrum handled.
Yeah. Solved. Stamped.
Stamped.
Next one. You planned a destination Christmas away from your usual decorations and presents. How would you make the day magical and special for your kids without their usual setup?
That's a good question.
I think you got to bring touches of home. For me, in my opinion, on this particular holiday, whether that be like one, like they love this Santa or the bell or something like that, or a string of lights, that you just buy at a CVS, and even if you're in the Caribbean or something, you just like put it around their window at night, something that gives them a little touch of home. But then again, I think it comes back to this idea of like making memories and stories and experiences when things don't go as you expect them to go, or the normal way per se.
I think you're onto something though, right? Like thinking about like, what is your kid's favorite ornament? What are those things that they love, like, and they cherish about the home Christmas experience? And not just like going out and buying something similar to store, but like, can you pre-pack some of those and can you surprise them with those items on Christmas Eve where they're like, I just really wish I had my Barbie ornament or whatever it is. And you're like, well, actually,
what do you do?
Boom, and you bring it out, or maybe you wrap those things up as gifts. And so on Christmas Eve, they get to open gifts, but they're the gifts of the comforts of home.
That's great. I love that.
That'd be cool,
That's
right?
Good. That's
I
good.
like that.
All
Boom.
right, here's the last one.
Solved.
On Christmas morning, you discover that all the presents under the tree are meant for another family. How would you fix the mix-up and ensure everyone ends up with the right gifts?
I would first be like, am I me? Am I Lisa?
How did I get in this
Yeah,
house?
how did I get in this house?
That's interesting.
That's it.
Well, now I'd want to do a deep dive into how did I get into this place where the gifts aren't mine?
Yeah.
It feels a little bit like maybe you are staying abroad.
Yeah.
And you had like shipped your gifts and had like the concierge put them all around the tree, but another family did the same thing.
Yeah.
But they mixed them up.
I think then you go through the experience of like a murder mystery like game where you're like, let's see if we can find out how this happened and where our gifts are. And then it becomes a whole adventure with your family of like discovering that our gifts all got sent to a family in France.
Yeah.
And we're all going to jump on a plane and trade the gifts with the people from France. That could be that sounds like a TV show, frankly.
It really, really does. Sounds like a book or a TV show or something like that. I'm trying to think. If it was like you were staying at the same hotel, like that could be kind of fun to celebrate Christmas morning with new people, especially if they are from somewhere like France.
Yeah.
Where now you're like learning more about like what are the French Christmas traditions and they're learning about your traditions.
How many presents would you open before you were like, these are not our presents?
I mean, if I started with like a Rolex watch, I'd be like, babe.
Well, okay.
Wow. First of all, my name's not Pierre, but
doing okay.
Second of all, thanks for the watch.
Yeah.
That's a great question.
Do you open one and go, oh, this is the wrong present? Or do you go, one, that seems off, but I'll keep going?
I know we don't have that much money in our bank account.
That much money.
Or do you get into a weird situation like in Elf for that special someone?
Yes.
Where you open that type of gift, you're like,
okay.
This is not ours. Okay.
Not for me.
Yeah.
That's fun, though. That could be I like this as a book idea. Maybe we'll write it and then we'll read it and it'll be in our top 10 books countdown.
I love that.
Look at that.
That's a brilliant idea.
This was a good game, Chris. Thank you so much. That was fun.
Thank you.
Christmas Conundrum. Solved.
We need like another alliteration to go with it. Like what's a C word that means solved? Like
classified as done.
Crashed, clashed. We'll think about it.
We'll think about that.
We'll get back to you guys in a few episodes.
Yes.
But thank you, Chris. That was great.
Chris always has the best games. And I'm excited. He has a lot of fun, some new games this season. We're going to lean into games a little bit this season.
So many games.
I feel like the people like them. They're fun to play as a listener when you're listening at home, and they make for great social content. So
check, and check.
Yes,
He told us the other day we were on like a pre-production call. He said he has 9 games prepared for the season, which is incredible. And he actually already posted something on our private Facebook page, which is specifically for our Patreon fam, where he was asking them to answer some questions, which are going to be used.
Oh, for a game, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be our Christmas Clash game.
That's going to be fun.
So if you want to participate in being a part of those games and get to watch our recording sessions, because our Patreon fam is here. Hello, Patreon fam. There's a link in the episode notes. You can join, honestly, the most merry community of humans I think I've ever been a part of.
Definitely.
Like next to community theater. Like it's just it's the kindest people. Everyone's aligned on like what we're here for. It's just all positivity. People share like big life events when they have new kids, grandkids, if they're going through a struggle, and everyone just really shows up for each other. So if you're looking for a little community in your life and just some positivity, please check that out, and you can join the fam. Speaking of positivity, Eric, years ago, I think you gave this to me, right? Did you give this to me? You gave me the doves of friendship.
Yes.
Let me show it to the camera here.
2 turtle doves.
2 turtle doves, which is a nod to one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time.
Home Alone 2.
Home Alone 2. Eddie Bracken
Yes.
tells Kevin to pick those. And you brought those in, and we have said since that day that we need to put these up in the studio. And I was going through all of our tubs the other day, and I was like, we've never done it.
Let's do it now.
Can we do it now?
Let's do it now.
I know we always say we're going to do it.
The doves of friendship.
The doves of friendship. It says, you will be friends forever as long as each of you have your turtle dove.
Mm.
Isn't that sweet?
I love that. Now, don't drop it right now. That would be...
What's funny is they are zip tied in.
Oh.
And
we don't have scissors.
We have scissors, but I think they are outside of the studio. Do we stop down? Do I run to get the scissors real quick?
Let's do it tomorrow. Let's do it on the next episode.
Are we going to do it on the next episode?
We're going to do it on the next
say this every time.
We're going to do it on the next episode. We're going to do it on the next episode.
I swear this wasn't a bit. As I was like setting this up, I'm looking at them. I'm like, how do I?
I love it. We're doing it. We're going to do it on the next one.
Anywhere, right?
You know, Danny, I have to tell you something.
Okay. Well, I'm going to set them here.
Leave them there so we remember to do them for the next one. We forgot to say what our countdown was. We are Christmas Countdown Show, and we didn't even say what our countdown was. So, this is airing in October.
Yes.
So we are in the fall or the autumn.
That brings up a great question, Eric.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because what do you at home and what do you, Danny, call it? Do you ever call it autumn? Do you just call it fall? Do you use both interchangeably? But what we're doing today for our countdown, just so you know, is top 10 things we love about the fall.
Yes. This was the first question that popped into my mind when we thought of this countdown was some people call it fall.
Mm-hmm.
Some people call it autumn.
Mm-hmm.
To me, autumn feels hoity-toity.
I would
It feels
agree.
a little elevated.
I would agree.
You know, like it feels
a little old-timey.
Maybe more East Coast.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, it definitely, on the East Coast, it is autumn.
It is autumn, right?
Here we don't feel it as much. It's more like, it's fall.
Do you think it's because like there's just so much more color, there's so much more change that happens there because there's much more dense foliage and all that sort of stuff?
The difference in the weather between summer and fall or autumn on the East Coast is so much more drastic than it is here. Here we go from like 75 to like 72, and we're like, ooh, it's brisk, right? A little chilly, you know. So I think that it is. I think that the East Coast has more of a right or more of a claim on the word autumn than we do out here on the West Coast, but
you as a Midwesterner, because you and I say so many things differently from one another. We discovered another one earlier this morning because the space we're in
is an old Aeropostale.
An Aeropostale, correct? Yes.
Who says Aeropostale? Who says that? I've never
maybe it's
heard
a Cali thing. I don't. That's why I'm
never heard it.
Because I've never thought of calling fall autumn. Until like I started like listening to songs or like "'Tis Autumn," you know, by like Nat King Cole or whatever.
The autumn leaves.
It just sounds so much more textured.
Oh yeah,
but
here
it's a
better
SoCal,
word.
like it's just fall. Like I honestly, the reason I think that is because the stuff just falls off the trees.
Sure. I mean, I think that is why it's called fall.
Right. Feels like it. Yeah.
Did we talk about on this podcast the Tom Hanks nature series and how they? He talked about how essentially when autumn comes, the reason that the trees, why the leaves change color, is because all the chlorophyll essentially, and I always thought that they just died. Right? That the leaf had like lived its lifespan, it died, it turned all decrepit, and then fell to the ground, right?
Right.
But actually what happens is the tree knows that it is autumn, and it sucks the chlorophyll back into its trunk to sort of like protect itself for the winter. And that's because the green of the chlorophyll comes out of the trees, that's why what's left of those trees is the brown and red and orange and stuff like that. And then it's not necessarily that those trees are dead. It's literally that the tree says, all right, you've done what you need to do, and I'm now resting. And it was this whole thing. I'll find the clip and we'll post it. But this idea that like we've talked about this idea before, that this season of fall and then into winter is about resetting, and that like nature does want us to occasionally like go into hibernation and
Yeah.
stop and just like take a breath and
Right.
breathe a little bit. And it's cool to think that trees are doing that, and we should probably take a note from the trees.
I love you bring that up because I think this was last year. I was watching some leaves just like releasing from a tree because
Sure.
there's a bunch of like huge, almost like maple trees in the park by my house. And they're really tall and they have those big, really wide leaves that will fall off of
Yeah.
them. And I was watching as the leaves weren't fighting being released.
Yeah.
They were just like, now is my time.
Yeah.
And I'm going to drift back down. But how beautiful that the tree not only sucks in the chlorophyll because it's like, I need these nutrients for the long winter,
Mm-hmm.
but also when the leaves drop to the ground, they start decomposing
Yeah.
and becoming soil
For
and
the
start
next tree.
feeding
Yeah.
that
Or
tree,
that tree
feeding
itself.
itself.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's just such a beautiful cyclical
Cycle. Yeah.
notion. Another question that popped for me.
Yes.
How would you describe fall? Like if you had to equate it to something, like an analogy or a metaphor, if you will.
That's a great question. How would I describe it as an analogy? Fall is like, do you have a good one?
Smooth jazz,
I like that.
right?
It does feel very smooth jazzy.
Yeah, it's like it's not. It's a little frenetic at times, when the things are blowing off and falling.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, it always resolves.
Yeah.
And there's just something very musical about the drifting of the leaves falling down to the ground, about watching leaves blowing in the wind.
It's like a saxophone.
Yeah, it's a smooth alto or tenor. What would you say?
Tenor.
Yeah,
Tenor sax.
definitely not Barry.
No.
That's too deep.
No, it's a tenor saxophone. Yeah.
What would Barry sax would be? What would that be like?
Halloween.
Boom,
boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom.
like a
That's what it is.
sousaphone
Yeah.
sort of vibe.
Yeah.
But you like smooth jazz? Like it
I
kind of
do like
feels
smooth jazz, and I like autumn. So,
Yeah.
so there you go.
Well, there we go.
All right, Danny, since we've talked all of this autumn talk,
Yes.
I feel ready to do
Autumn
our welcome to Autumn Talk
Autumn
with
Talk.
Danny and Eric.
Yes.
No.
We would need different names for that. Though.
Yeah. Well, that'll be a bonus episode.
Lawrence, I don't know, something like that.
Bonus episode. But we're ready to do the countdown. So this is the first countdown of the season. First countdown of Christmas countdown show.
Redundancy.
That was amazing. All right, hit that music, Chris. Let's do it.
Here we go. Now we are, speaking of new, again, we're doing something new again with our countdowns this season, Eric.
You tell him, Danny.
Should I tell him?
Yeah, you tell him.
Why? Why do you want me to tell him? You don't want to be the deliverer of this news?
No, I want to
Oh.
see. I want to see how you frame it.
Oh, I am so excited for this new thing that we are doing this season on Christmas Countdown. Eric had this amazing idea. Love it. Rather than splitting up our countdowns into 2 episodes,
Sure.
some people are like, come on, just give it to me all now. We're like, let's listen to the people. So we are going to do 10 through 1 in every episode.
Yes.
Which means you as the listener, rather than last season when you got like 5 countdowns or 7 countdowns, maybe if we did some top 5s, you're getting 10 full
10
countdowns.
full countdowns.
Which means we got a lot to pack in.
Yes.
Which means we gotta
So we're gonna
we gotta hustle a little
tight.
bit. We're gonna be tight.
Tighten it up. Tighten it.
That's what Eric always says to me.
Tighten it up. Tighten it up.
Yeah.
Yes, but
Let's
that's what we're gonna do. All right. So here we go. So
Wait,
this
should I
is
tell them the other rule?
sure.
That we have rules.
We have
This-
2 minutes.
You have 2 minutes to get your
piece
pick
in.
across to get your piece, and then it sort of opens up into a little crosstalk, and then we'll go from there.
Yes.
Let's see how this goes. Wish us luck, folks.
We'll see how it goes. Right now we don't have a timer.
There's a barrier between us, so we can't dive at each other.
That's true. That's true.
which
But
is
we're
good.
gonna trust, and we're gonna really feel it out.
Actually, dude.
Do you have a timer? Oh, look at this.
Hold on.
Let's
the
do
studio
it.
has.
Let's do it right.
Hold on. Let me see how. If I hit stop and start, yeah, it doesn't. It just keeps going. It's not working.
All right.
we'll
we're
figure
gonna
it
we're
out.
gonna get a timer.
Yep.
I might actually. Okay. I'll figure it out. Let me just start with mine. Here we go.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the top 10. The top 10 things that we love about fall.
Yes.
Which is a great time of year. It really is. And I was about to say things that I liked about it, but that's the whole countdown. So I'm just gonna go right in.
I
I love all the list. Here we go. Okay, so my number 10 is kind of, I hope that I'm not cheating here. And I really don't mean it to be sometimes I try to squeeze more than one
Is there
thing
like
in.
5 things in this one?
It kind of is, but
Okay.
it's really one thing. And what I'm saying is the pumpkin patch.
Okay.
Right? And so I'm including in that, the corn maze and apple picking, but it's more about like the thing that I love about fall is going to, up here we go to Underwood Family Farms, which is awesome. And they have this huge pumpkin patch, and there you can do apple picking, and they have a big corn maze, and there's bands playing, and there's all sorts of hay bales and little rides the kids can do. I love that. I really do get excited to bring the kids there. I loved taking them when they were younger.
Yeah.
I also have loved taking them since they've been older, so they can't really ride in like the little rides anymore, but they still love to like go back to that place every year. It feels like a tradition. They'll bring it up to us like, hey, when are we going to Underwood? And we're like, yes. We always get really dressed up. We put on, I always put on some boots and like a flannel and a vest and everything, and it just feels like you're attacking the season with joy and like, yes, I am ready. And I've gone plenty of times where like I did not need a flannel and a vest, but I was like, but I'm doing the pumpkin patch today. I'm going to dress.
Sweats like.
Yes. Oh, it is just pouring down, pouring down. I love apple picking. It's not as easy when you remember that you have to.
Is that a part of the pumpkin patch experience for you?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I think the general going to a farm patch kind of vibe.
Farm
is
slash
great.
patch.
Yes.
Okay.
Whether it be apple picking, corn picking. At Underwood, you can pick corn.
True.
Which is fun, except that you have to lug it all back in bags, which sometimes that gets a little.
But they give you like a little wheelbarrow. That you
yes,
can, like,
they do.
carry
They
with
do.
you.
They have wheelbarrows. You can just. Oh, those are so fun too. And I'm excited to bring Tilly, our new dog, to one this year. It just I love getting the gourds and stuff and getting fresh stuff for our cornucopia on our table at Thanksgiving. So that's my number 10 is the pumpkin patch corn maze experience day of that, which to me feels like the real kickoff to fall.
I agree 100%. Might make an appearance later on my list.
There you go.
No spoilies, as I like to say. All right, number 10 for me, and maybe this is a Cali thing. I was thinking about this, is that a lot of people like to say sweater weather.
Sweater
right?
weather.
Sweater weather. For me, I'm not a big sweater guy. I'm a hoodie guy.
Sure.
I like a great hoodie.
Sure.
I mean, I'm wearing a hoodie today. Christmas countdown.
Hoodie
Shout
weather.
out to the merch. Hoodie weather.
Hoodie weather.
But it's specifically hoodie/shorts weather. Because
it's very specific. I'm with you.
You know what I'm talking about.
It's a very
right?
specific California vibe. Yes.
It is like it's too cold just to have a t-shirt on.
Yes.
But it's not cold enough to wear pants. And also, I like wearing running shoes. That's like sort of my uniform is like shorts, a white V-neck, and running shoes. Like I feel comfortable in that vibe.
Yeah.
So for me, I love when it's hoodie and shorts weather. I can remember, in high school, like that was my uniform. Like from October through December was just some sort of hoodie of like my favorite, sports team or favorite college team or whatever, plus shorts. It just feels like there's a little shift. Like summer is still kind of there. It's like it's sort of like a mullet, right? You got business in the front, party in the back. You got warm up front, cool down below.
Sure.
And to me, like that is the perfect balance of weather. It's not too cold where I have to bundle up entirely, but it's not too hot where I'm sweating everywhere.
Yeah.
And so for me, when it's like that, like 68 degrees, where you got a little sweater, if you get a little warm, you just pull up the sleeves a little bit.
Yeah, a little roll up sleeves.
Cool off the wrists, air it out a little bit. There's something that just feels cozy to me. And, I will say, I want to mention this real quick, is that when I was younger, I don't think fall was probably my least favorite season as a kid.
Wow.
Because it was when school started.
Sure.
Like summer's over. I don't have 2 weeks of vacation or 2 months of vacation anymore. Yeah. Christmas isn't here yet. It's not baseball season. It's just fall.
Yeah.
Like fall just felt like this meh. But like as I've gotten older, I've really started to love fall. And that's why I'm excited for this countdown, is really to dig into it and talk about those things.
I love that.
I love. So my number 10, though, is going to be hoodie and shorts weather.
I love that. All right. My number 9. This could be a hot take.
Ooh, controversy.
Is my number 9 favorite thing about the fall is people, not me, but people who go all out for Halloween.
Oh.
I enjoy that because while we are more Christmas people,
right,
and we sometimes boo-hoo about, Halloween and what it is and everything. I love people that get really excited about a holiday, especially people that are not necessarily creative people who might just be an accountant or something like that. But they're like, I love going all out on Halloween, whether that be they love getting into costume with their kids or just if they don't have kids yet, people that are excited about being childlike is exciting to me. I love the people that go all out for decorating their house. Again, not my vibe. I don't need a 1,000-foot skeleton in my front yard.
Right.
But I love the people that do. And it's kind of like, you know what it is?
What?
It's like that rival in a sports team that you don't like, but you respect. You respect the
you boo
game
Manny
recognizes
Machado
game.
When he comes up. You're like you boo him because he's great.
Because you're great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think it's a little bit of that. It is a certain sense of I respect what they're doing. I respect that they are acting childlike and getting silly and putting themselves out there. I really like that. So that's my number 9 is people that go all out for Halloween.
I put up all my Halloween decorations yesterday. I even bought a new one this year.
And we have some.
Yeah.
I have some. We put some up. We have like we have a fall wreath, and then inside of it we have this. It looks like a door knocker.
Okay.
But when the door moves, it opens and it's a green eyeball, and it sort of like goes back and forth, and it says, "I'm watching you.
That's great.
I can see you." And it plays like ominous music.
Yep.
And it got the Amazon guy the other day.
Really?
Yeah, he walked up to drop something down, and we have 2 of them. It's that thing on the door, and then we also have a knight, like a bust of the head of a knight, and it's like, "I don't like chasing dragons," whatever. And both of them started talking, and the Amazon guy, I saw him on the ring.
Oh, that's great.
Geez. But yeah, so I think it's great. I'm not against Halloween.
Neither am I.
I'm just more a Christmas guy, but I respect those who go hard.
You know what it is? I think we chatted about this maybe last season. Is Riley is into Halloween.
Sure.
She's like super into it. I'm like, I want to encourage my kids, just like I think all of us should, is that like rather than trying to like fit them into, well, I like Christmas and I like the Dodgers and all this sort of stuff, like if she loves Halloween, it's not my favorite thing. And like Emerson's not super into it either. Actually, when we were at the hardware store the other day, they had like the huge thing and she literally went and hid in an aisle. She's like, "Daddy, I don't want to see that at all." And I said, "Then don't look at it."
Yeah.
But then I thought about it afterwards. I was like, I was that same kid. Because I got someone scared the crap out of me when I was a kid, and it just like held. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to tell her. And I was like, hey, you know how you got nervous about that thing? Actually, I still get a little nervous about it too. So like, you're not alone. But meanwhile, Riley is like, let's get the spookiest thing ever, and witches and gargoyles and all that.
But whatever
sort of
they
stuff.
get passionate about, that's the exciting.
You got to embrace that.
Yeah,
exactly. All right, number 9. This one's pretty straightforward for me. Cinnamon brooms.
Ooh, I love a cinnamon broom.
I just saw a huge box of them at, I think, Walgreens the other day, and I stopped like in my tracks as I was like running out the front door. I was like, I got to get a whiff of that baby. I love the smell.
Did
of
you
cinnamon.
buy it or did you just go smell it and
I
put
just
it
went
back?
and smelled it. It was free. It's like a little free
smells.
hit, a little free smells.
Free
Exactly.
smells.
I scraped a little off, put it in my pocket. No, but I love the smell of cinnamon. It's very comforting to me. I think that's one of the things I love most, and I'll get into this a little bit more, is that like fall has a very distinct smell to it. Like summer is like, the smell of summer to me is like when your sprinklers are running on hot concrete.
Yeah.
That's what summer smells like to me. It's spring smells like fresh cut grass, like baseball season is coming.
Sure.
To me, fall it's cinnamon. It's, I don't want to spoil too much, but it's certain aromas in the air. And for me, a cinnamon broom just has that warmth. And I think going back to like when it finally starts getting a little cool, anything that represents warmth, whether it's in the form of a hoodie or a smell, I love it. And so I'm going cinnamon brooms, number 9.
I love that. That's a strong choice. I
feel
love
good
it.
about it. Yeah.
Number 8 is one that I've not talked about before.
Really?
And this probably will get some people very excited.
Ooh, okay.
My number 8 top things I love about fall is Gilmore Girls.
Whoa.
Okay. Have I talked about Gilmore Girls at all on this show?
I mean, you've talked to me about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the deal.
We're about to learn a lot.
We
about
did
you,
not
I feel
watch.
like.
I did not watch Gilmore Girls as it was airing originally.
Right.
It's become very popular on Netflix and with the
Having
kids
a resurgence.
now. Major resurgence. I basically, Lisa and my daughter Sophie decided, this is about a year ago, that they were like, oh, we need a new show to watch as mother and daughter. Gilmore Girls very much about mother-daughter relationships.
Right.
So they started watching it. I think it was while me and Miles were in Scotland. So this was over a year ago.
Okay.
And
wait, did they start watching it in the fall?
I guess no. We went over the summer, so it was over the summer. Right. But they started watching it, and me and Miles came back from Scotland, and they would be like, "We're watching Gilmore Girls," and we were like, "Okay, whatever." And so we didn't watch. Me and Miles did not watch the first 2 seasons.
Okay.
But then in the 3rd season, they started watching it in the family room, and we'd be like crossing through and just getting something or whatever, and we'd be like, "Wait, who's this guy? Wait, who's Jess? Wait, why is she with Jess? Dean was such a nice guy," and they were like, "Well, Dean." He's the safe choice. Jess is dangerous. And we were like, okay. And then
guess that makes sense.
It guess that makes sense. Yeah. And then we slowly made our way from like standing behind the couch watching it to like fully sitting on the couch.
Wow.
And became fully invested. And now our whole family, we watched the whole thing from beginning to end. We watched the extra like bonus season once they were like older. And we loved it. And it is the most fall show. It takes place over the whole year, but it's sort of like known as a fall show.
Right.
It's the most idyllic little town of Stars Hollow, and there's like Luke's coffee shop and the hardware store and like the troubadour in the town. It's such a wonderful show. We had a really fun family experience of watching that show all together. And so even though we've finished it, we don't really do this that often. Right. Over the last few days, we've been pulling up Gilmore Girls episodes that take place in the fall just to be like, oh, remember Stars Hollow? It's the best. So my number 8 is going to be the cozy, comforting, endlessly rewatchable feeling of Gilmore Girls in the fall.
Have you taken your kids to the Warner Brothers lot tour?
We just made reservations because they're doing like a whole thing for Christmas.
Are they really?
Yeah.
For like redoing Stars Hollow?
Yeah, where there's like all this stuff and yeah. But we've gone to the tour and seen it, but it wasn't like decked out. But we are going to go in Christmas for they're doing a whole thing. Yeah.
My dad is in an episode of.
Nice.
It's when there's some sort of like festival, which I'm probably sure happens a lot.
There's always festivals, yeah.
But it's in
almost
like the main
episode.
town square, and there's like a group singing. It's a summer festival, and there's like a group of guys singing in a gazebo.
Okay.
They're singing the lazy, hazy, crazy days.
Sure.
So my
and dad's in there?
One of the guys.
Look
and he like formed the group.
I love that.
And fun fact. I did background on an episode of Gilmore Girls.
Nice.
Played a basketball player.
Nice.
So I had like the Letterman's jacket, the red and white of like their local school and everything. So keep an eye out for me.
I will.
You might see my bleached tips.
I love it.
Bopping around. That's a great selection, man. Nicely done. I have to admit, I've never really sat down and watched Gilmore Girls.
You should.
So I should.
It's worth it.
I think the thing that always threw me off was how quick they talk.
It's the best part.
They're like, it just
it's
felt
that
so quick.
Amy Sherman Palladino writes super fast dialogue.
Yeah.
So many references.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great.
All right. I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
Because we're friends. All right. Number 8 for me is going to be the calm essence of the season. I love music. Like when I think about that, I think about like the music of fall. Like one of my favorite songs is Autumn in New York. It's just, there's been so many great renditions. Ella Fitzgerald did a beautiful version of it. As we've talked about, like Tis Autumn, Nat King Cole's ears going to keep humming the whole time. I love it.
It's just on underscoring.
But it's the music about fall. It's the colors.
Yeah.
There's something about earth tones that are so incredibly soothing. Like think about when you see like a designer, when they've done like a soothing room, it's always tans and light browns and clays and all that sort of, it's not like harsh, bright neon.
Earth tones.
It's earth tones are just so incredibly soothing. So you've got the colors mixed with the smells of like the cinnamon broom and crackling fires, all that sort of stuff mixed with this very soothing jazz style music. And to me, what I've learned, like the essence of fall is, it is the essence of calm.
Yeah.
It's like you've gotten past like summer and the craziness of all the trips and the heat and the sweating. Like whether you realize it or not, like I've started to discover like heat makes me stressed out. Like,
sure.
Like I think about like when I used to live in New York and, summers in New York, you're like
sticky.
On one hand, it's fun going to the Sheep's Meadow.
Sure.
But when you're down in the subway and there's thousands of people everywhere and you're sweating, it's brutal. It's stressful. Yeah. But when you get to the fall, everything just calms down. A bit. And I think for me, as I've gotten older and my life has gotten more busy with kids and job and all that sort of stuff, like the fact that we get this 3-month stretch and you feel this palpable shift in the world from like the heat and the hustle and bustle of traveling over the summer to all of a sudden the kids are back in school and you're starting to prep. You're sucking in your own chlorophyll and prepping for the winter. It's like, I don't know. It makes you go back inside of yourself and calm down a little bit and sort of recenter on what matters and for that, I'm grateful. So number 8 for me is going to be the calming essence of the season.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, I like what you're doing is you're sort of building, you're like stacking bricks of the perfect sort of like fall
That's
Christmas
what I'm
tree.
going for here. I am. It's leaves though.
I love it. Yeah, of course.
But at the end, they're all going to fall.
Yeah, of course. All right, my number 7 is going to be the cool air.
Ooh, yeah.
That sort of like seeing your breath the
Yes.
first time. I know we don't get it as much here in California, but sometimes on a crisp morning. But there is something about, especially on the East Coast, the Midwest, when you're in fall and that first morning that you go outside and you're getting in your car and you just take a breath and you're like, and you see that little puff of like vapor just sort of like in there. It is so just like, ooh, I know that summer's over.
Yep.
And it feels, you can feel winter coming, but it's not quite there yet. There's something I also remember as a kid. It was the coolest thing when you're a kid to be able to be like, and like see your breath and feel like you were like a dragon or doing, like breathing onto a window and then drawing something was really fun. So that's my number 7 is this idea of like the cool, crisp kind of cutting air. Whether it's not quite to the point where it's in the winter where you feel it in your nose, but it's just you take that breath and it kind of fills your lungs with like a cooler air than you've been accustomed to over the summer. So that's my number 7 is cool air.
I think it's lighter. Doesn't it feel lighter? Whereas like in the summer, you try to take in a deep breath and it just feels like so
heavy,
oppressive.
Yeah.
You're like trying like to suck in as much, but it's so dense.
Yeah.
Whereas like the cool air it flows easily.
Cleansing.
Yeah, it is cleansing.
Yeah.
All right, number 7 for me. I teased this a little bit earlier. It's going to be pumpkin patches / fall harvests / farms.
Yeah.
When I was living in New York, we did like a trip up to where's what is it? Something Hollow. Sleepy Hollow?
Yeah.
Is that where it is?
Yeah, Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah, and we went to like an apple farm. And I was like, we only drove like an hour and a half.
Yeah,
and
whole different world.
It's like an entirely different world. It's like I hopped on a magic carpet with Aladdin, and I was in this like beautiful fall harvesty vibe. And I just remember like how soothing that was. But now like having kids, and obviously having kids shifts your perspective on a lot of things in life. And going to the pumpkin patch with them, especially like you mentioned, Underwood Farms, and just this incredible fall harvest experience they do where they bring out like the huge wood framed house where the pumpkins are all like sort of like the walls of it. And it's like the tradition of like getting the family picture of us all looking through the window. And they have those like huge pumpkins that are like 7 feet tall, carved out of wood. And it's like, it's holding a ruler. And it's like, how tall are you this fall? Or I'm this tall this fall or whatever. And we did that year 1 with Emerson, and we've done it every single year to when Riley came in. And it's like, it's those traditions of like, wait a second, I know you want to go play, but like, we got to go get our photo.
The traditions, yeah.
I love that. I love like climbing the hay bales with my kids. I love like watching them just like explore and having this big, open, wide space to just be kids and exist in nature and just run around in the nice, cool air. It's a gift and it's a blessing, and it really feels to me like you were saying earlier, it's like going to that pumpkin patch for the first time. It feels like that is like the official kickoff to the fall season. And so if you have a pumpkin patch or some sort of farm in your area, I would recommend going. And if you've got kids, obviously take them. And if you can start some sort of tradition with them, whether it's taking their photo with that
picture in the same spot or something.
Yes. Like it was cool when Emmy was, I think like a year and a half or 2, Lynn got this really great candid photo of us on top of that like hay bale tower. And I'm like holding Emerson up in the air. And then when Riley was the same age, we took that same photo. And it's just like, me, like we're the same. Like we're just so nostalgic for that sort of stuff. And I know we've talked about this on the show, but it's like, just because you don't have a tradition doesn't mean you can't start one.
Absolutely.
And every year that goes by that you don't is another year to look back and be like, why didn't I do that? Why didn't I do that? It's just one photo. Yeah. So start that tradition now.
Love that.
Yeah.
All right. My number 6, this is frankly, it's too low. I don't know why I put it so low.
You can make a change.
I'm going to keep it.
This is the interesting thing about this new format. Last year, we used to be able to sort of between parts 1 and 2 every year up until now. We could be like, maybe that's a bonus one. No. And you could like shift them out, but we can't do that.
It's what it is.
Locked in.
I'm locked in here. A number 6, it really should be number like 2 or 3, but it's at 6 on my list today. And that's Thanksgiving. Just
what? I'm leaving.
This is shocking.
No.
Shocking news. But I got good things here. It definitely should be. It definitely should be earlier than what I have for 5, but it is what it is. It's in my list.
Wild to me.
So I got Thanksgiving at number 6. It's number 2 holiday after Christmas.
Right.
It's just such a cozy holiday. You got football. You got family.
Yep.
There's no need for presents. You got the cooking. You got all the foods that are so great. You got the falling asleep from tryptophan after the meal. You got watching football that you don't really care about, but you just get invested in. You have playing football in the backyard with your family. You have the weird aunts and uncles who try to bring some weird corn casserole with cranberries and pecans, and you're like, what is that?
We've got a place for that right over here.
Right over here. Oh no, it fell on the ground.
Trash.
Oh gosh. Well, maybe next year, Uncle Joe. But no, it's just, I love Thanksgiving. I know that you're going to talk more about it, so I don't want to take too much. But I will say, though, that it is the gentle start to the season of togetherness.
Ooh.
The gentle start.
Did you write that?
Yes.
Was that ChatGPT?
It might have had a little, I may have had a bit of robot help on that one, but it felt so good.
Yeah.
It felt so good.
That's amazing. What did we say? It was season 1. It is the toll you have to pay.
Yes.
To get to Christmas.
On the way to Christmas, yeah.
And that was off base that I said that. Season 1, because that was just like, I was really diminishing Thanksgiving.
Did we say that, though, about Thanksgiving or Halloween? I thought we said it about Halloween.
I said it about Thanksgiving.
Did you say about
it was like
Thanksgiving?
the toll you had to pay where you get together with maybe I was angry season 1. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. But like, there's a whole video about it on our social media, and I look back, I'm like, I love Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving's awesome.
Why was I throwing Thanksgiving under the bus like that? That was rude.
Yeah. Well, you'll give him some love. I have
will
a feeling
give some
coming
love.
soon.
Maybe we'll see.
Coming
no
soon.
spoilers. All right, number 6 for me is going to be the smell and sound. It's a 360 experience for me of crackling fires in chimneys. Whether it's you're sitting in your own living room and you've got that pop of the sap when it hits, or like the air sort of releasing from the wood. Unfortunately, we don't have like an actual wood burning, but I grew up with one. Yeah. And we had like the big like stack of wood in the best. Your wood pile in the backyard.
We haven't had one in a while, but you're totally right.
I loved
actual fireplace is
like
awesome.
We moved in and I remember I was like, why is there this little tiny fence like by the wall? And my parents were like, that's a wood pile or for a wood pile. And I was like, okay. Like, because we didn't have a fireplace in our first house. But then I learned to love it. And I can remember like my mom going out with like one of those big like 5-gallon, Home Depot or Lowe's like buckets. Yeah. Filling it up, picking out the right wood, bringing it in, setting it up in there. And, we had that classic like red brick fireplace. And I just can remember whether I was in the room or like down the hall, just that sound of that. Yeah. And it just like was so soothing to me. And so I love like, because it starts getting dark earlier, once we get deeper into the fall, when you're out at night and you're like maybe walking from your car into the house and you can smell somebody's got a fire going in the neighborhood.
And you know that they're happy.
Oh, they are so happy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I could be happy.
I could be happy.
Yeah, exactly. Because like, though I love like the visual of it in my fireplace, nothing can replace that sound and smell of a crackling fire. And I love it. And so for anyone, I want to give a shout out to all the people who take the time to go out and buy the wood, to source the wood, however you're getting it, and putting it in your fire, because you're not just warming your life, you are warming the hearts and minds of people.
Everyone within a few miles. I think that's totally true.
Right.
I never thought about that, but that is very true, that you are bringing joy to others who might not have a fireplace.
Isn't that beautiful, right?
Can I add a little sub thing that's awesome
Please.
to yours? Is the smell of burning leaves. Like, which you don't really have much out here on the West Coast, but on the East Coast and the Midwest, because there's so many leaves that fall. Right. Like, you have to throw big piles of leaves into like a bonfire and burn them just because there's.
Can we do that? Is there a place you and I can go do that?
I don't know.
Because I've never burned leaves.
Oh, it's the best. And the smell of burning leaves.
I sound like a pyro.
Oh, so good. So good.
If my mom's listening, she's going to be like, don't, because I would play around fire too much as a child. Yeah. But if we can do that, if there's a place here locally, or even if we can get like a fire ring or something like that, and just burn some nice leaves, I would love to do that. Leaves, would you do that with me?
I would do that.
Oh,
I would do that with
you.
All right, so we're to the top 5.
We made it.
All right, my number 5, and you actually kind of mentioned this, is earlier sunsets.
Yes.
I love the night comes sooner. There's something about, as much as I love summer and there's fun times in summer. It's odd to me at times when you're like outside and it's 8 p.m. and like it's bright out and you're like, what the heck is going on?
Right.
Like I feel like the sun should set at 4:45 every day. That's
Really?
I do. I feel like I want to have dinner as maybe 6. I'll move it to 6.
Okay.
But past 6 just feels wrong to me. So I love an earlier sunset. I love it being dark and dusk earlier in the day.
Okay.
So yeah, that's all there's much to that's all there really is to say about it. I love obviously golden hour, that sort of orange and purple tone. You know, people being like, man, it's getting dark so early. You know?
Yeah.
That's kind of fun.
I realized when you said dark getting earlier, I was like, yes. And I was like, wait, why did I say that?
You don't like it?
I don't. I love time change the other direction.
Mm.
I love sunlight. It's just like I feed off of it. And when it starts getting dark earlier, I'm like, all right, well, 6 months from now, I guess it'll be
I'll
light
be
out.
happy again.
Yeah, exactly. But it is odd, right? Especially when you have kids, right? Because
Yeah.
you're putting them to bed at 7 o'clock.
Weird.
And they're like, it's
It's
still
bright
light
outside.
out, bro. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
this is
I
not-
know.
doesn't
And you
make
got to like
sense.
find ways to like,
Yeah.
cover up the windows in their room. But I guess like, when it comes to the Christmas light aspect of it, I will say that it is nice
more time
to
to
get
view it.
5 hours of Christmas lights rather than 3.
Yes.
So
yes.
I will see eye to eye with you
Okay.
on that. Okay. Great selection. Don't
Thank you.
necessarily agree with it entirely, but I love it still.
Fair.
Number 5 for me is going to be all the cozy food and bevs.
Cozy food in bed. What
Yes.
bevs? What a fun way to describe
Isn't
them.
that fun?
Yeah.
I'm talking about soup, chili, specifically in bread bowls.
Yes.
Like it's not like July and I'm like, you know what I could go for right now? A nice hot chili in a bread bowl.
In a bread bowl.
I don't think of that then. I
Sure.
think of like a nice like turkey sandwich. Do you know what I
Sure.
mean? But in the
All
fall,
of these things can be found at Panera Bread Company.
That's right. Who does not sponsor this show? Realm. Anyway, they'll get on it. We have a great team at Realm that helps us
Yes.
get ads, and they're going to make it happen. Panera, we love you. But no, like I love a nice like chili. I think I would say chili more than soup. I like chili more than soup because soup is a little bit of a tease
Sure.
at times. You look at it and it's like, God, there's a lot of broth in there,
Yeah.
But like
You want the
chili,
good- it's all the good stuff.
everything is robust. You can eat chili with a fork.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about chili. I don't like slurping.
Sure.
Maybe that's what it is. But the beautiful thing about putting soup in a bread bowl, that bread starts to soak it all up. And so this time of year is when you eat those cozy foods, and you cannot have fall, and you cannot talk about cozy food and bevs without talking about pumpkin spiced lattes.
Sure.
Your favorite.
I will say it's not on my list, but Sophie was like, "Can you say it just like for me?" And I was like, "So this is me. If you're listening, Sophie, pumpkin spice lattes are delicious."
Did she want you to say that or PSLs?
I've never heard her say that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that how the cool kids say it?
I wrote PSLs.
Okay, cool.
Here, but it's not just pumpkin spice lattes. It's pumpkin like muffins,
Sure. Yeah.
pumpkin loaves.
Yeah.
Like I love the flavoring of those spices that goes into anything pumpkin. I think it connects back to like my loving of the scent of a cinnamon broom.
Sure.
It is warmth, even though it's
Yeah.
like room temperature. There's something warm about those flavors that you get in a pumpkin spice latte. And so for me, it's got to be cozy food and bevs, number 5.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's really good. I'm actually saddened that I did not put chili on my list.
Chili is so good.
Because chili is the best. And I have to do a quick shout out to my wife who makes the best chili in the world. No joke.
Beef chili? What kind of
Yep,
chili?
beef.
Okay.
Beef with pinto beans and kidney beans, red sauce. And then how we make it is we put sour cream, cheese, onions, Fritos.
Ooh.
So
a
it's like
gut
Frito
buster.
pie kind of. So we get a bunch
Okay.
of Fritos and we crush them up in there. Oh my!
You call it Frito pie.
That's what they call it in Texas, Frito pie.
So they call them gut busters. Is that like the thing where they like cut open the side of a Frito bag?
Yeah,
and they
yes,
pour the
very
chili
similar.
over
Yeah,
it, and
yes,
you get, like, a spork and you get down in there.
yeah. But it's great.
Mm.
All right, my number 4. Again, I should have this higher, but
I want
everything's.
to know what your top 3 are.
I know.
If
I know.
Thanksgiving's not there?
I know.
Come on.
Number 4 is sweater weather.
Sweater weather.
Sweater weather, blazer weather, hoodie weather. I love it all. If we're talking about fashion, which I love fashion, I love blazer weather.
Yeah.
Danny
you wore
knows.
a blazer in this morning.
I did wear a blazer.
Yeah.
Danny knows this, and I've probably mentioned this. I have too many clothes. I love clothes. I buy too many of them. I've gotten way better in recent years, but in my 20s and 30s, I could not have enough blazers. I, to this day, probably have 60 to 70 blazers.
How can you have that many?
At least.
Like, so you have like 7 black, 6 navy. Like, because it's not all different colors.
They're all
right?
different colors and textures, and some have pockets, some don't.
Okay.
You know, I love a blazer so much. Like, and I've given away tons of them. Like, whether to Goodwill or to friends, because I have too many. And they don't fit me anymore because I'm getting fat. But it's okay. I love a blazer. I love the sense of layering. I love how, especially being in New York with a good, crisp, like, wool blazer, and you got like a nice undershirt, like a collared shirt underneath, maybe a little vest or a cardigan, and then a scarf. It's just the whole idea of layering and multiple textures. As somebody who really loves picking out clothes and putting outfits together, the blazer is the top thing that I love to build around when I'm figuring out an outfit of what I'm going to wear. So the fact that it's cold enough to wear blazers and sweaters and all of that is my favorite thing. So blazer weather, sweater weather.
You are great at layering.
I love layering.
will give you that. I always feel uncomfortable layering.
Oh.
You know, like when you do like the dress shirt underneath a sweater.
Yeah.
I always get so uncomfortable.
Oh, I love that.
I feel like the sleeves are getting like caught up in underneath the sweater sleeve, and I'm like, how do you get this thing on and off?
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I grew up in like a warm weather climate.
Yeah, it was not.
And I never had to learn. It wasn't a learned skill.
Yeah.
For me, I think it looks great.
Yeah.
I think when we did the St. Jude holiday special, I did a sweater with like a nice button down shirt. I was like, it looks cool.
Looks great.
But it just like it frustrates me.
Sure.
But you gave me an idea of what I want to get you for Christmas.
Is it a blazer?
It's a new blazer.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Anyway, I can't wait to reveal it to you. All right, I'm gonna make a change.
Okay.
Here.
Audible.
Because I feel like I've talked around what I have at number 4 a bit here, and I want to give something a little fresh.
Okay.
It's gonna be the fact that Christmas is almost here.
Sure, that's fair.
You know, we talk about like the fact that we love fall and we want to give fall its due, but when you start to feel the temperature change, when you start to feel the coolness in the air, when you start to have, you know, holidays like Halloween and Thanksgiving that's like about people coming together, that is directing us towards one thing and one thing alone. And that's Christmas. The Christmas season. Yeah. And we start our show in the fall. Without the fall, there is no Christmas countdown.
You can't just dive into the deep end.
No, you got to build your way up, you know. And now because of, you know, commercialization, we get our Christmas decorations, you know, are in the stores right now. So like to me, it is where the building of the excitement starts to happen. It's where I feel like I can start listening to Christmas music and maybe not get, you know, a little side eye from people. To me, when that weather changes, when the leaves start to fall, when all these things happen in this season, it means that Christmas is coming, and Christmas is one of my favorite times of year. So thank you, fall, for being the gateway.
I like that.
To one of my favorite times of year.
That's a good one. That's a good number 4.
Yeah.
All right, my number 3, again, could be number 1. Could easily be number 1.
Okay.
Candles.
You like candles other times of year?
I love candles in the fall.
Okay.
I love candles all the time, but especially in the fall. Because it's the king of all candles, the leaves candle.
You love it.
The leaves candle.
Why did you not bring it in today?
I thought about it. I really did think about it, but I had so many other decorations. I'll bring it in for next week.
Okay.
The leaves candle from Bed Bath & Beyond Bath & Body Works.
Bath & Body
Works. Cannot be beat. Cannot be beat, and I love a good balsam, you know, Christmas candle.
Yeah.
But the leaves candle, there's nothing better. It fills your house literally with warmth. The smell of warmth, it makes everyone in my family happy, like legitimately happy. As soon as we can like smell, we start lighting that leaves candle. Oh my gosh! And we have like, let's see, we have one by the front door, one by the TV, one in the kitchen, and another one.
All leaves?
All leaves.
Wow.
So I mean, you walk into my house and it's like, oh, you just feel it. It just like invades your nose with warmth. Oh, it's just the best. The trick is to not spend $1 bajillion on candles. But fun little tip here. Go to like Marshall's, Ross, TJ Maxx, whatever. they have candles a lot of times there, and good candles.
Yeah.
I just got a good candle from the dollar store the other day for $4 that probably would have been $40 at a nicer store.
Was it a fall?
Yeah, it was like a fall, like it was like apricot and cinnamon or something like that. And
who decides that these like items smell good together? Like,
I don't know.
Just people sitting in a lab and they're like, they just.
Do you know who it is? It's the people that used to be under our old studio.
Oh, that's right.
That's like literally what they did. They did flavors.
They made drinks,
but those types of people figure out, if we do burnt tobacco and bourbon, it's going to smell really good together.
That's got to be a fun gig.
Yeah.
I wonder if you get tired of it.
Good job.
Do you feel like you get like tired of good smells if you're just smelling good smells all the time?
I don't think so.
Or you don't notice it as much anymore?
You might not notice it as much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Become accustomed to it. But yeah, that's my number 3, candles.
Boom. Love it. All right, number 3 for me, sports. It's got to be sports.
Sure.
I'm talking baseball playoffs are happening right now. Like, October is the most thrilling time of year for baseball. Yeah. It is when the playoffs happen. It's when the World Series happens. And if you're a fan of a great team like I happen to be a fan of, October has been really good to us.
Yeah, it has.
For like 13 years straight. So we've gotten a little spoiled. But there's so much happening. I think spring and fall, when you think about sports, if you take a step back and you go, wow, look at all the big sporting things happening right now. Right now in the fall, we've got baseball playoffs. Football season is in full swing, which means fantasy football is in full swing. You're in that like early stages of fantasy where if you're even like you're 1-3, you're like, I still got a shot. I can still come back. It's not like December fantasy football where you're like,
out of it.
I'm 4-9 and I just hope I don't finish last sort of situation. There's still hope in the air with fantasy football. Basketball season is about to start. Hockey season is about to start. College football is happening right now. There's just so much happening in the world of sports. And for me, like, football gets interesting when it starts getting cold.
Yeah.
Because the game changes. I was just listening to Sports Talk Radio, doing a dive on this the other day that usually like the first like 5-6 weeks of the season, like the offenses are so wide open, right? Because they're just throwing the ball all over the place. Because there's no wind, there's no rain, there's no snow, there's none of that. It's not as cold. They're not trying to catch that rock hard ball. Yeah. And so like these early days of like the fall of football is where you're seeing
football weather.
It's football weather. And so I'm a big sports fan. And so to just be able to, it feels like any day at 5-6 o'clock, to be able to throw on some sort of game that means something.
It means something,
is really, really cool. Yeah. So sports, number 3.
What a great segue, Danny. My number 2 is football.
Hey!
Mine's football specifically.
Okay.
I agree with you on all sports. I love, playoff baseball.
Yeah.
I'm, I guess, less accustomed to it as you are.
But you guys are in it
We're
this year.
We're still alive right now. As of the recording of this episode, we'll see when this episode drops.
Right.
I might be crying. But football, whether it be college football or pro football, I get just so jacked up for football season. I get so excited for the belief that my Bears are going to be great, the belief that Notre Dame is going to have a flawless season, and getting to share that with my family, especially my son, is like the greatest thing. Yeah. And the fact that he really is into it as well. And now I'm like coaching his flag football team. So like we talk and think and discuss football a lot of the day,
awesome.
And it's really a great thing. And seeing him sort of go through the frustrations of being a Bears fan, and he's like, "Why'd you do this to me?" And I'm like, "I don't know. My dad did it to me, and I will do it to you." And the cycle will never stop. But it's such a great sport, whether it be playing it with your family, whether it be watching it. I love college football, countdown in the morning, the morning show and then watching games all day on Saturdays and Sundays. It's the best. It's as much as baseball is America's pastime, and there's an absolutely romantic part about baseball. Football is America's sport. I mean, it just is. It's the best. It's the best.
And how fun to share that with your kid.
Yeah.
It really is special. Like that's happened with Emerson and me with baseball.
Yeah.
She last season just became obsessed with the Dodgers. And I try to remind her, I go, when I was a kid, this is not the way it was as a Dodger fan.
Right.
We went through a long stretch where it was really bad for a really long time. But just to see her genuine excitement and her obsession with the sport, and especially playoff time, it's the best. And because every moment seems like it matters so much. And when your kid starts getting the game and getting invested in it, it's really, really special.
Yeah, it's
All right, number 2 for me. Speaking of Emerson, this will be my first emotional entry of the season.
The first emotional moment of Christmas.
I'm going to use this snow as my tissue. Emmy being born. You know, the reminder of that blessing.
Sure.
Every single year. You know, I've shared on the show, and I'll share it now just for new listeners, is there was a time where we didn't know if we would ever be able to have kids, you know, that were our quote-unquote own, you know, of our flesh and of our blood. And Emmy came, and she came smack dab in the middle of fall. And there was just so much stress and unknown, like, leading up to her birth. You know, with finding out about her disability and then them only being able to, you know, tell us so much based off of all the ultrasound imagery. And I'll just never forget, as I'm sure any parent can relate, being in that delivery room or that operating room, and us specifically because of all the unknowns. Like, there were like 12 people in the room, all these specialists there to receive her just in case. And to watch all of them one by one taking off their gloves and their masks and leaving the room, and then her getting handed to me. There are no words that can ever touch that. And every fall when her birthday comes around again, I'm reminded of just that beautiful gift of the fact that she is here. Yeah. And the miraculous gift of life, and how beautiful of a gift being a parent is. And it serves as this reminder, as hard as life can be, and as much as your kids may stress you out and ask you all these sorts of questions, like when her birthday comes around every year, I'm reminded of how I wished for this for all these years and dreamed of this for all these years, and she is there. And her birthday serves as the reminder of that, not just for the fact that she's here, but that we were so fortunate and blessed to then have Riley. It is a gift, and I am so grateful that she is here, because she has changed my life. She's changed who I am as a human being. She's changed my heart. She's changed my mind. And I tell her every night, you know, when I say goodnight to her, I go, I'm so grateful that I get to be your dad. Being your dad is one of the greatest gifts I will ever know in my life. And it would not happen without the fall.
Yep.
So, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, that's number 2.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good. Good on you, buddy. All right, my number 1, leaves changing. The changing leaves.
Yeah.
That is the best part of fall.
It is amazing.
Is all of those things lead up to the sort of big nature thing. We kind of touched on it with that whole idea of like that it is a moment of recharging, an ending, if you will, of like the cycle of, you know, spring, summer, boom, and now we're ending that. And there's something beautiful about that. And I think the way that if you've ever been to the Northeast and driven around in the sort of canopy of orange and red and purple and brown and yellow, it is truly, you understand. I remember before, I lived in New York and had seen it a little bit, but once I spent that year living in Boston and really, you know, out in Scituate, Massachusetts, where it was really away from the city, I had always heard of people that are like, oh, we're flying to the Northeast to look at the leaves change.
Right.
And I'd always be like, you're flying somewhere to look at leaves change? Like, you can look at a picture of it and be like, wow, that's really beautiful.
Yeah.
But once you go and you're literally in it, it is a religious experience. It is so amazing to see it up close, and then to see it kind of when you're driving down a highway and you're kind of on a hill and you can see just a large vista of all the different colors, and to know that like God has like created this magnificent painting and collage of colors is so cool. And it is such a reminder of kind of how small we are and how big the world is. I really, really, really love the changing leaves. So that to me is my number 1 thing of the best part of fall.
And you cannot capture it in a picture.
You can't.
I was talking to someone recently about upstate New York. I'd flown into Buffalo and went to northern Pennsylvania. And like you were describing, literally you come over these like crests and you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And it's like, I literally was like motioning like a paintbrush. It's like somebody just went, do.
Yeah.
And you're like, I got to get a picture of that.
And if you see it like at sunset, when then the sunset's also beautiful,
you can't touch it. And I was talking to this person. I was like, here's the photos. And I was like, wait, it didn't look like that.
Right, yeah.
I was like, wait, let me find another one.
Yeah,
And I'm like, you cannot touch it. And that's beautiful.
Yeah.
right? That you are
You gotta
forced to look
experience
at
it.
it with your eyes and to feel
Yeah.
that wonder and that beauty. It is absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
That's a great one. All right, we've made it to my number one.
Which
Our
is?
first, well, before we get to
Oh,
that,
yeah, yes, of
I want to
course.
remind people that if they've made it this far, please rate and review. Please make sure you are subscribing to the show wherever you're listening, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, wherever you are streaming the show. If you're watching on YouTube, please make sure you subscribe. You can also watch full episodes of Disney Countdown, which is our sister show. So if you're a big fan of all things Disney, the parks, the music, the movies, you can listen to that or watch that on our YouTube as well. And if you're not following us on social media, please make sure you do so. Again, we are at Christmas Countdown Show on Instagram, TikTok, Threads. You can also find our Facebook page. And if you want to be a part of that merry community that we mentioned earlier, our incredible Christmas Countdown crew over on Patreon, there's a link for that in the episode notes, or you can just go to patreon.com/Christmas Countdown Show.
Yeah.
And you'll find us there. I don't think this is going to come as a surprise to you or anyone who's listening at this point in time. It's leaves candles. No, I'm kidding.
Yes.
Kidding.
I converted him.
Kidding.
Oh
It's
my God.
Thanksgiving. It's
Thanksgiving.
got to be Thanksgiving. I love it.
It kind of encompasses all of the things.
It really encompasses. It is that time to sit there and to go through your 1 through 9.
Yeah.
And really rehash all of that, whether it's you're doing it internally, whether you're doing a journal entry about it, whether you're at the Thanksgiving table talking to your family, your friends, all those people who were a part of, taking you to your baseball games, your football games as a kid, you're giving you your first, pumpkin spice latte, whatever it is. Like, there are people who are a part of these things with you, and Thanksgiving is that time to gather with those, whether they are your blood family or your chosen family or just new family that you've made all around the world through friendships or whatever it might be, through work, whatever you do in the world. Thanksgiving is a time to really recenter and prepare our hearts for what the Christmas season is all about, which is about community and being together and spreading love and light to everyone out there in the world, no matter where they come from, what their story is, what they believe in, what their ideology is. Like, Thanksgiving is a time for all of us to celebrate who we are and the fact that we're all human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
So
did
I
it,
love
Danny.
We did it. 10 in one episode.
10 in one episode. I love it.
Woo!
Brisk.
I know.
Tight. I love it.
Was it tight? I haven't looked at the total
We're a
running time
little long,
yet.
but
Yeah.
we're figuring it out. We're doing great.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Big thank you to Chris Sisley and our Patreon who watched this episode.
Holler.
Thanks so much. We like to close out every episode by saying a very heartfelt, and we mean it. We're back, baby. We're back for season 5, and we want to wish you a very Merry Christmas.
And happy holidays.
We will see you on the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.